According to court records, just 5 minutes before he was killed, the victim called 911 and reported he was on his way to this street to help his girlfriend in a domestic dispute involving her ex. Unfortunately, that dispute ended with violence seconds before police could arrive. Just after 4 o'clock Sunday morning, police believe 29-year-old Zayshawn Davis was shot and killed trying to help his girlfriend in this neighborhood along James Run Way. The woman who witnessed the violence firsthand told detectives she got into an argument with her former boyfriend, got out of his car, and walked over to Davis, who was sitting in his own SUV, when the suspect suddenly came up behind her and opened fire. Police arrived seconds later and took the accused killer, Quentin Sanders, into custody as he tried to drive out of the neighborhood, still covered in the victim's blood and armed with the murder weapon.
Domestic violence can have an impact on everyone.
Danya Smith with the Indy Champion says the shooting outside this home illustrates why they encourage domestic violence victims and their loved ones to call police or safety advocates and get their help de-escalating conflicts peacefully instead of confronting potentially dangerous suspects on their own.
If you are in serious danger, definitely call the police. That's the first thing you should do. Please try not to call your loved ones. Try not to call your friends. Try not to call anyone that's connected until you've called the police first, so that way we can prevent a homicide.
But you can't ever bring back that life, and that's why we want to urge and remind the community, please do not try to solve these types of conflicts on your own. Any time could be, a firearm could be present, and it's not worth losing your life over.
According to this affidavit, Sanders admitted he had been arguing with his ex and told detectives, "I'm not a bad person, I'm not no monster or anything," before he asked for an attorney. Finally, Sanders is due in court for an initial hearing later this week. In the meantime, he's being held without bond pending the filing of formal charges by the prosecutor's office. Jesse Wells, CBS 4 News.
Let me tell you about an app called Free Cash. Free Cash is the #1 app worldwide, allowing users like yourself to make money off their phone for free. If you want to make $200 plus a week for free, download using my link in the description or the QR code on the screen. If you download now for free using my link or QR code, you will get a free $5 into your account for free. That's $5 for free, no requirements. So download Free Cash today to make easy, quick, and free money.
It happened Sunday morning at around 4 o'clock in the morning on the 1700 block of James Run Way. Now, she was in the vehicle with him early in the morning. Some type of an argument ensued between them, and he took her phone and ended up forcing her out of the vehicle, she said, and somehow he kind of cooled down, I guess, and let her back into the vehicle, and then he ended up taking her home. Now, during the time that she was in the vehicle with him, her new boyfriend kept calling her over and over because he was very worried about her safety, as he should have been, because clearly his behavior was very alarming. Quentin ended up taking her home, and once they ended up making it to her home, she did go ahead and let Quentin know she did not want to be around him any further because she was afraid to be around him. That unfortunately seems to be a trigger for him. Once she got out of the vehicle, she was heading to the new boyfriend's vehicle, and he ran up past her and ended up shooting into the vehicle, into the window, and shooting him several times. Now, 29-year-old Zayshawn Allen Davis was the new boyfriend, and he ended up losing his life because the ex-boyfriend decided to take him out of here and then say, "I'm not a monster." His children probably would say otherwise. Now, my understanding is that he had full custody of his children, so of course they are very devastated about this loss, but a lot of family and friends are as well. Everybody said the exact same thing, that this was a good guy. This was a guy that cared and loved the people that were in his life, so I'm sure that is what she received in this new relationship with him. But there is never a reason for you to take out somebody's new person because they don't want to be with you. And if they tell you they're afraid of you, they have cause. You did this in front of her. They had cause. You was doing stuff talking about, "I'm not a monster." They had cause. Why do you think it would be okay for you to take somebody about her and say, "I'm not a monster"? That's monster behavior. You don't have to take multiple people about it here. You a monster for doing something like that. Now, I did see some stuff that said Quentin and Zayshawn were co-workers, but I am not sure if that is accurate. But regardless, if somebody is done with you and they have moved on, there is never a reason to take out the new person because somebody has moved on. Now, they did say that prosecutors will determine all of the charges for Quentin, but they do anticipate that murder, of course, will be in those charges.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Look, fellas, if your girl have any type of communication with her ex, leave her alone, bro. Leave her alone, fam. I'm telling y'all. See, here's the thing. Why was his girl with her ex? That's the question you should be asking. So what that means is this sounds like a woman who was playing both sides. This man is her ex. Therefore, he still got feelings for her. And then she got a new man who also got feelings for her. So she's in the middle playing bird games. I'm pretty sure 1 minute she's like, yo, I'm done messing with you, ex. I'm done with you. And then you call her up. She responds, yo, I just want to talk. She goes see him. Bro, this is a situation where this woman obviously wasn't over her ex. And she got some new guy. Obviously, he's a good guy. R.I.P. to him. Again, R.I.P. to that man. That was a good man who passed away trying to save, I gotta keep it real, a bird. This is what happens when us men mess with birds. Things don't end well. I mean, just the simple fact that she was with her ex tells me everything. Now, see, y'all gotta think, right? The ex said, I'm not a monster. I can't judge that man. I don't know what that woman was telling him. I don't know how she was playing with his emotions. See, the thing about women like this, they know exactly who they are messing with. They know my man is not emotionally strong. They know my ex ain't got no emotional intelligence. So he's a crash out because he don't know how to control his emotions. And because he's emotional about this woman, he crashed out. Now he got to spend the rest of his life in jail. Now her new boyfriend is gone. So guess what? These two men down there lost their lives because of a woman while she's about to move on with her life and find some new dude to smash on. Come on, bro. These women know exactly what they be doing. The fact that she got an ex like him tells me the type of woman that she is. The signs are always there. But of course, let's look at this guy like he's crazy, like he's a crash. Of course he's a crasher because he ain't got no emotional intelligence. But she knew that. She knew that when she first got with her ex. She knew the type of man he was, but she still chose to be with him. And then when she decided, okay, I had enough of this street guy, let me go find me a good guy. Poor good guy. Poor good guy, man. Fellas, I'm telling you all, bro, pay attention to your girl ex. If that dude is still around, I'm telling you, bro, leave that woman alone. The thing about women like this, like I always tell you guys, they will always bring chaos into your life. You got to understand, these women only got bad energy and they are prone to making bad decisions. This is a situation where her boyfriend was concerned. He was worried because he cared about her. His feelings and his emotions were invested. And what was she doing? She was messing with her ex. And he tried to save her from her ex and end up losing his life. But you got to keep in mind, this is her ex. This guy was here before you. And look at the way she played with his emotions. And I'm pretty sure she probably was bashing her ex to her new guy. Yo, my ex ain't shit. I can't stand my ex. I hate him. I can't stand that nigga. And before you know it, she's in a car with him. So her boyfriend, who passed away, he probably was concerned. He probably was worried. Only for your girl to bring her ex to the crib. And her ex took you out the game. Sad, man. Fellas, I'm telling you all, yo, be wise out here, fam. You got to observe a woman. You have to observe a woman. You have to observe the type of energy that she keeps around her. If you meet a girl and her last boyfriend was a crash out, her last boyfriend is a crash out, her last boyfriend is a hood dude, you ain't got to wonder what type of woman this is. All you got to do is pay attention. That's not the type of woman that you want a wife. Get in and get out, fellas. Be wise out here. This right here is sad, man, because dude was a good dude. Dude was a good dude, man. Sad.
You see, there's a difference, okay? Like, I know it was like a thing like, oh, but if I got to, I want the rich one. Like, no, you could have a rich nigga and him not be a spender. You know, there's a lot of rich niggas that don't like to spend. You know, they like to be frugal and they like to just like keep the money to themselves. Like, no, I want who gonna spend something. You dig? Like, the difference. There's levels to shit. You could be a rich nigga and not like to spend that shit. There's a lot of rich niggas that don't like to spend that shit. There's a lot of rich niggas, well, not that I encounter, but that I know. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them that don't like to spend that shit, and I mean spend that shit. But I want who gonna spend some. I want who gonna spend some. You know, like on my mama. Is the difference? Oh yes, they do. Oh yes, they do.
See, here's the thing, right? All women want to be married one day, but the reason why it's impossible to save a bird because a bird just don't know better. Now, this chick, she want to be a wife one day, but yet she's thriving in her bird habits. She's out here craving a rich man, a man who's going to trick on her, but yet she wants to be a wife when she got the mindset of a sex worker. And the only type of dude that she might find, it might be a simp that's delusional. Who will think that he could turn this right here, this, into a wife? Fellas, be wise out here, man, but the signs are always there. If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.